What's going on YouTube? We're back here with another video on Etheria restart, and in today's video I wanted to go over what shells should you farm for. Okay, so we're gonna go to the Grim Pursuit, and well, I was gonna do a tier list, but instead I want to go over all of them and when you should farm it, and at what level obviously. So we're gonna go through all of them. So first, when you start the game, definitely go get yourself an Agent Lizard. I think this is gonna be a really good one for your DPS units. For your DPS units, go get Agent Lizard. Your healing unit could use this, after the owner takes action, heals the owner and the allied animus with the lowest HP for 1200 plus 8% of own max HP. And I know you probably saw a lot of people go get this instead. The thing is about the purple one, it gives more stats, so you could go for this one for your healer. And for your support characters, you also want to get this max out. This goes from 30% to 40%. And yeah, this shell is going to be freaking amazing for you at the start of the game. Start mid game is going to be freaking amazing. So for your DPS unit, get Agent Lizard. For your healer, you could run Scorpion Queen or Teacher Out. And for your support characters, your buffers, your turn meter, manipulators and stuff like that, go get yourself this shell right here. Then as you're leveling up, you're going to unlock her. You could skip over this, obviously do it because you're gonna have to do it for the journal. This one is not bad. This is a really good show as well, but the reason why I would say skip over it is because number one, Agent Lizard is gonna be good enough, and number two, you just don't want to keep farming and using a whole bunch of materials for shells. So imagine you grind for Agent Lizard, you get down your 2 DPS units, you go out to 30, you got it maxed out, you got gold stars on it. Then you come here later on, then you're farming for this new one already, but instead you could use Agent Lizard all the way up to Febian. So yeah, when it comes to a party, I really feel like you could skip over these shells. I'm not saying they're bad shells. This one's gonna be really good for your damage dealers, but you still could get away with just using Agent Lizard. Then once you unlock Kuru, this is another one where I'm gonna say you could skip over as well. This one though, Star, this is a gear piece you could grind for if you want. If you have someone that has that very high cooldown, like 5 or something, like a Kloss or whatever, you could really get this, and it guarantees it. So all of a sudden that 5-turn cooldown is a 4-turn cooldown from now on because of this shell. So this is a shell you could go get, if you want, for one of your support characters. This is a really good shell to have, and it's gonna make your rotations better and easier. So yeah, this is not really a bad shell to go get. But yeah, as I said at the start of the game, for your DPS, go get Agent Lizard. For your healer, you could run Scorpion Queen, and for your support characters, you could run this one, the science one. Then everything else you could pretty much skip over until you get to Febian. Then once you get to Febian is where you're probably gonna go your biggest shell change. So for your DPS units, you want to go get Twilight Knight. For your support units, you're probably gonna want to run Black Flag. Even though I really love the science one because it's a 40% turn meter, so you're near enough already taking your next turn again, because 40% is an insane boost. But the thing is about the rarities is that they're gonna give you more stats, and you're gonna need that extra HP, extra defense, extra speed as well, and extra HP. So yeah man, go get your Black Flag for your support characters. This one's gonna be pretty nice. I have seen some people use Diamond Heart. You could use this Diamond Heart as well on one of your support characters, just so it gives you a bit more sustainability. So maybe if you have a character that is already fast as hell, but kind of dying, you could really get this for them and use this in certain boss fights, because you might be able to get away with having Black Flag on all your support characters. Then maybe certain fights you might want to have a Diamond Heart, so you can go get this for your DPS, get this for your support, and maybe build like one of these up for one of your support characters when needed. But yeah, once you get to Febian, that's when you're gonna make your big shell change. But and the way how I said it is the way how I feel like it's just better, because look, number one, you're gonna get your shells from the start. Then you could go through all of this without changing your shells. Then you're gonna be able to save up all that currency, all the materials. Then come here and do your big shell change. Then when you get to Whitney, this one you could use on your healer, but me personally, I actually skipped it. I actually skipped all of these. I didn't use any of these here. So Whitney is another one you could skip. These shells are not bad, but you can, you know, skip these ones. Then when you get to Nikonana, obviously this is where your second big change is gonna happen. You want to go get White Fang for all your DPS characters. An artisan for one of your support characters is not gonna be bad. This is definitely gonna be good, especially because he's gonna have speed. And if you're running if you're getting to that stage where you're gonna have two sets, you know, he does have the swift rush and time weave, so that's something that could work together really nicely. But this could definitely help you in a lot of pieces of content, so I would say at least get one or two of these that you could put on your support characters. Then Gigabyte on, yeah, Gigabyte's gonna be amazing for your support characters. You know, getting that turn meter push for every free actions the enemies take is gonna be really nice for your units. It's gonna boost them up. They're gonna be able to overtake. These is gonna be good in PvP as well if you're not getting like one rotation. But yeah, Gigabyte's definitely gonna have a really high value, and I'll say it's worth getting Gigabyte for your support characters too. And Alicorn you could get if you want, but I just feel like it's one of those things that you don't really have to go get. You know, if there's a certain boss fight you really feel like you need this, I guess, but you could definitely get away with just getting White Fang for your DPS units and Gigabyte with your support characters, because that's what I have. And I'm free to play. I'm on Hell IV as well on everything but Aurora, just because I don't have a stripper yet. So you could get away with just getting Gigabyte for your support characters and White Fang. And I'm pretty sure if I had an artisan, maybe something one of those pieces of content would have been easier or something. But you can get away with just having White Fang and Gigabyte on your characters. But yeah, as I said again, an artisan wouldn't be too bad either. Yeah, in terms of healers, I've actually been using Gigabyte on my healers as well. He does have the matrix available for them. I just think it's kind of good, you know, being able to push your healers, because obviously your healers are usually going to be slower. So them being able to get a 30% turn meter from every 3 actions, you know, might allow them to take more actions and, you know, gain more turns and be able to heal a bit more. So Gigabyte's really not bad for your healers as well. Next up we have is Sharon. Sharon's an interesting one because I do feel like you could skip over all of these. I did personally. You might want to get yourself one supernova for your healers. You know, I would say to build two healers, and you might want to use this on one of your healers. So maybe getting one supernova wouldn't be bad, but everything else I truly feel like you could skip over. I know this is nice, has a 70% chance to reduce the skill cooldown, but look, I haven't used it and I've been able to do all the content in the game, so you really don't need any of these stuff here. But get yourself one supernova for sure. Then when you get to Shadowflame-Hoyan, okay, Jackal Guard is probably the most talked about one for your support characters. I think he's definitely worth grinding for. You know, the 200% plus 3,500 damage is going to be nice. That little extra damage could definitely help you in clearing stuff. So having this on your support characters could be good. So like, imagine you got your DPS, you got your 3 support characters and your healer. Let's say your healer is whatever is on the healing set. Let's forget about the healer, or is on Gigabyte, right? But your 3 supports all have Jackal Guard. All 3 of them are going to attack, have a speed up and increase their turn meter. But that little damage from I keep pulling these things echoes, man, but from these shells, you know, it could add up and, you know, just help you, you know, just do that little extra damage that you need to do to be able to clear something. So, you know, Jackal Guard's going to be really good because of the speed up, but that little extra damage could obviously help your team clear stuff. Next up, we got Law of Silence. I think it's something you could skip over. I don't really think you need to get that. Revelation, on the other hand, I'm still 50-50 on this. Like, I think I'm gonna stick to my White Fang. I just need to see how much of a damage difference there is, or if there is any with Revelation. So I do have one Revelation which rolled really nicely. I think it rolled 2 Fury and 3 Momentum, which I think is actually perfect. So once I get the Fury and Momentum set, I might level up a Revelation just to see the damage difference. So I can't really talk too much on this. I think it's going to be a good one. I just don't know how it matches up to White Fang, because White Fang does hit for crazy. Like, my White Fang be hitting for like 16k plus, 16k, 20k. Like, he be hitting for crazy numbers. So yeah, I don't know if how much I want to take away White Fang for Revelation, you know. But yeah, I'll say stay on the safe side. Just use White Fang, and once more people are testing Revelations, see the damage difference, if there is any, you know, then maybe you could go grind yourself a revelation. But you're probably gonna be grinding this, so you're probably gonna pick up some couple good shells or revelations, so you could just keep them locked, you know, for when you're ready to level them up. The next here we have Amber. So the thing about this is a 6-turn cooldown, which is really high, right? But when the main body animus is about to die, reduces its current turn meter by half, removes all applied effects, and restores 50% max HP, and puts it in an ice state for 1 turn. This skill's cooldown cannot be reduced. So a 6 cooldown is really high, of course, but this could help you survive and, you know, stay alive in certain pieces of content. I just don't know when you're in this. Wait, it puts in ice state for 1 turn. I don't know if you can still get hit in the ice state. That's the only thing. But being able to prevent your character from dying is really nice. Something like this could come up really clutch in certain pieces of content. So let's say if there is a certain piece of content where one character just keeps dying, obviously you probably want it to be a support character or something. This could come in clutch, you know, or maybe, yeah, this could come really in clutch, because it restores 50% of max HP, and on some of your support characters you're probably gonna have HP built up, because you could get that 100% effect accuracy without you having to put it on all 3 pieces on the right side. You know what I'm saying? You could go, if you get the right substats, you get the right rolls on the shells, you could probably get 100% effect accuracy with 1 on the right side. Then the next 2 you could probably put 2 HP bonuses. Now you're restoring 50% of max HP. With Amber, it could work really well with certain characters. So Amber is, I would say, is a specialist shell, I would like to call it, where you might use it here and there in certain pieces of content to get by. But yeah, this Shadowflame-Hoyan is probably gonna be, I don't want to say your next big shell change, but it's definitely worth grinding it and just seeing what you get. And if you get the right rolls, then you could definitely use these shells over here. Then obviously I haven't unlocked this, I haven't hit 50 yet, but you do have count over here, which I think you can skip over. But if you do have characters like what's his name, Ward, who scales off attack, and he also does have life leech, so this given life leech as well, I do wonder if it's going to be like really good for him. But that 1,000 just flat given to you is kind of high, so this could be a good one. But as I said, for your DPS units, I think you're still going to go White Fang or Revelation. You know, I think that's going to be the top 2. Then over here we got this one. This is for a healer one, which each time the main body animus heals, store 30% of the actual healing amount and 60% of over healing before the main body animus acts. If there are friendly units with HP percentage below 60%, release all stored healing to evenly heal all qualifying friendly units. It doesn't sound bad. I don't think you need to get it though. I think you could get away with having this. Increases their healing by 30% if they're for 2 turns as well. If the heal target's HP percentage is below 60%, additionally applies a 1-turn heal over time. So I think Supernova will be fine. Then here you got Codex of Magic. Codex of Magic is something I would want to say is just insane. So basically, let's just make it really simple. You're going to be able to ult twice. Yeah, so let's say if you've got a Kloss, you're going to be able to do that defense down, speed down, and all the debuffs she does. Then when it comes to her next turn, because of Codex Magic, she could do it again. You know, so Codex of Magic is just straight up insane. You could use this, like, I know it's for the supports, but look, man, it does have Furia momentum. You know, so you can use it on DPS units if you want. Just imagine how crazy that could be, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, house triggers when main body takes damage greater than 25% of max HP within a turn, healing the main body for 20% max HP and increasing turn meter progress by 20. Okay, I did not know about this shell right here. Triggers when the main body takes damage greater than 25% of max HP within a turn, healing the body for 20% max HP. So you're then off gonna, okay, and increases turn meter progress by 20%, and this is a 2-turn cooldown, which is actually really low. This don't sound bad. Survivor, this lighthouse one sounds pretty good. It doesn't have no healing ones though. It doesn't have no healing ones. So maybe this is something you run on a healer that you're running on maybe Swift Rush. Damn, but it doesn't have what's that set called? That one that gives you, I was about to say immortality, but what is it called again? The one that makes you just immune to, you know, effects. It doesn't have this on it, so this one would be an interesting one. No, lighthouse sounds kind of interesting. I feel like it could work on a healer if you just build it right, you know. Maybe you could put this on some of your support units as well if they're, you know, dying, because it increases turn meter as well by 20%, and its cooldowns every 2 turns, so it could work on your support units, especially because it has the right matrixes as well, because a lot of your support units you're probably going to go swift rush and time weave, so you have the chance to cool down with hair, but you're getting healing and turn meter push as well from this every 2 turns as well, which is actually like really good. You know, this is every 3 turns, but it does do damage and it does do 25%. But I don't know, lighthouse sounds like it could be fire if you are fighting something where your characters are taking a lot of damage. If you are able to fight it like clearly and like get to the end, you probably could run with Jackal Guard, but lighthouse could work, you know, really well, you know, because of that healing that it's going to be able to do and that turn meter pushback every 2 turns. It's kind of crazy. Well, what that sounds kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually kind of a fan of Lighthouse. I could see the vision with Lighthouse, but yeah, man. We went over the shells. We went over the ones you should probably grind for, you know, in order. So I hope that helped you guys out, man. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, run it up. We'll just go over it one more time. When you start the game, just go get you an Agent Lizard for your DPS unit. Go get this one for your healing unit. Then for your supports, go get this one right here. Then just farm, just play the game. You know, you could, you know, obviously do these shell bosses, like complete them, but you don't need to farm them. So don't farm, get to Febian, then farm. Get this for your DPS units, get this for your support units. You could get this for one of your support units as well. And you just keep going. And I know what you're thinking, damn, wait, what about the healer, man? My healer's still using blue. Your healer will be straight because you're gonna scale them off HP, so they should not be dying anyways. Then when you get here, you could obviously do the boss, but you could skip over these. If you really feel like your healer's struggling or something, maybe you could go get this. You could go get yourself an electro squid for your healer, but everything else I truly feel like you could skip over. Then when you get to Nikonana, that's going to be a big shell change again. Get this for your DPS characters. Get maybe one of these as well for your support characters that you could use them on. You know, because all your support characters are probably going to be running the same matrices, Swift Rush. So, you know, just get one of these that have Swift Rush on it and just use them on one of your support characters. Then obviously go farm yourself some gigabytes for your support characters. Also, you could use these on your healers as well, just so you guys know. You can use these on your healers. Alicorn, I feel like you can skip over. Then when you get to Shadowflame-Hoyan, you could farm this for your support characters. But I'll say like there's no rush because of how good the other ones are. But you can go get yourself a Jackal Guard. You can use Revelations as well. These are not bad gear pieces to get. But yeah, you can swap out your, I don't know, I feel like Wi-Fi might be better than Revelations. You can swap over Gigabyte for Jackal Guard, but you know, if you want to keep your Gigabyte, there's nothing wrong with that. I think they're both equally just as good. Then over here, I'll say Codex of Magic is going to be your go-to, and you know, maybe getting a Lighthouse wouldn't be bad. I don't know, I just really like it. After reading this, I kind of like Lighthouse, man. I just feel like it's just going to give your, it's going to give that speed that your support characters need, but it's also going to give them that healing that they're going to need at times. So I don't know, I really like this set, man. Yeah, don't do no damage, but whatever. And this, you know, obviously another good one as well. So it's going to be tough to choose which one, but I'll say just get these and just have them saved there, and when you're ready to level them up, you can, you know. But Codex of Magic is obviously going to be insane on characters. Immunity, doesn't it? Yeah, there it is. It has Bulwark. Bulwark's the one with immunity, so that's 10% HP, and at the start of each wave of battle grants immunity. Damn, bro, that's gonna be insane. But look, that's gonna be it from me. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope to help you guys out. still got questions, just let me know in the comment section down below. Like, subscribe, run up. I catch y'all in the next one. I'm out.